The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is presented by the Ohio Veterinary Medical Center, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, Dublin Valley Farms, Stable.ca, and Midland Acres. Now let's go trackside for all the action.
Hello and welcome, horse racing fans. I'm Trish Soulsby. I'm joined this afternoon by Ashley Daly. We'll be bringing you coverage of America's own sport, harness racing, from the Pike County Fair in Piketon, Ohio. Ashley?
I'm going to say we had 11 yesterday and we have 9 today. So it'll be a great day of racing.
And we have changes in that first race already.
Looks like we are still waiting for quite a few to come out, but we do have changes. So, Trish, do you want to walk us through, or would we like to wait till after the post parade?
Well, I think for betting purposes, if anybody is listening here live at the fairgrounds, that we do have changes. The one Stapleton will now be driven by Austin Hanners. Austin Hanners gets the drive with Stapleton, the one horse. The 3, Robin Fool, is out. He is scratched. And I think that's our only 2 changes in this one.
Sure thing. But we do have, 9 on tap this afternoon for a beautiful day of racing. We had some great racing yesterday. So we did not touch the track records, but we were getting there. Our 3-year-old Colt Pacers gave us a show. Alex Hawk with Hard for One Guy went 157-1. So definitely some nice quarters and a nice final mile time on this track. Piketon is a nice little track, but and I'm sure we will see today, it is very tight. Going into that first turn is relatively sharp, and once Mike Webkenberg, our starter, gets out of the way, you are directly into our turn.
Yes, that's often hard for young horses to navigate without much experience, and especially when you're driving them hard into that first turn to try to get position. You know, Ashley, I had never been to the Pike County Fair before. It's a beautiful backdrop, lots of beautiful trees. And I perused the barn area before we came up here to our post in the grandstand. And surprise, surprise, they must love horses here. There's a nice equestrian center down behind the barn.
There is, I know. There's a nice little outdoor arena, and we can't see it because, again, if you were listening to us yesterday, our track is a little bit on a hill. Right behind us, behind the racehorse barns, drops down into some parking, and like Trish had mentioned, the another equestrian center, and right behind us drops directly into train tracks, which, Trish, we will hear many, many trains this afternoon.
Well, you know, I also got up here to the grandstand, and it was 11 o'clock. And what did I see? 2 early bird racing fans were sitting at the very top, and I yelled at them. I said, "You must have a hot one in the first," or something like that, trying to make conversation because it's unusual. They were so anxious to get up there. And I went up and spoke to them. It's a father and son team of Ed and Richard Cook. And they said they used to race horses here in Ohio about 14 years ago. So anybody remembers the Cooks, they're here with us today watching this live card from Piketon.
I say, and that was something we mentioned yesterday as well as earlier. So this is my first time. Well, yesterday was my first time at Piketon because I grew up OCRA as well. Those were my home fairs. But Southern Valley Colt, one, they have expanded in the last handful of years, but they just don't get enough recognition. There is still such rich racing history in this area just because there's not as many fairs that are members.
Yes, and I caught an interview you had that told a little bit about that rich history yesterday, which was very interesting because how we got organized as a sport. We're with trotting associations, and you spoke to someone that had a great-grandfather?
A grandfather.
A grandfather.
So I can hit on that briefly because actually his grandfather had a memorial race yesterday and his father has a memorial race today. And we're actually going to throw it up to Doug for our post-parade of the first, but we could always circle back and give you a little bit more information on Pike County history. But here is our field of 7 for race 1.
Division, 2-year-old Colt and Gilling Pace, Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Total purse $12,010. This division for $6,005. Austin Hanners to drive the 1. Scratch number 3, Robin Fool. Blanket in loving memory of Bequita and Carl Irvin. These are the horses for the first race. Number 1 is Stapleton, driven by Austin Henners. Number 2, Top Shelf Sherry, Mark St. Louis Jr. drives. Number 3 is Scratched, John Renard. The 4, Outlaws and Legends. Number 5 is Rinse and Repeat, the driver Tim Deaton. Jason Beatty driving the 6, Lord Bridgerton. And rounding out the field, number 7, Lose Boy, Brady Clemens in the sulky. Scratch number 3, Robin Fool. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate. Win, play, show, Exacta, Quinella. Early double wagering on the first. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes.
Well, we'll be quick here. I was looking at some of the drivers, and also there are some drivers that I do not know. And they are P drivers, but I heard that some of them are getting quite popular. Brady Clemens, he's 31 years old. He's aboard the 7-horse Lose Boy, which will be a trailer in this case because they score 5 across. And the other one was Clayton Pfeiffer. He's 20 years old. So we have a P driver that's 20 and a P driver that's 31 starting their career. We call that provisional, and I had trouble spitting that out one night. Your provisional drivers. They, to become a driver, of course, you have to take some tests. You actually have to have a written test and a practical test. You have to have an eye exam, health certificate yourself, just like a horse at ships. But there's some things they need to know. And if you're driving, one of the important things is how to rate a mile.
Right. But Trish, would you like to start introducing us to the 1-horse?
Okay, Stapleton. Stapleton has had 4 starts, has had 2 thirds, and has been racing in these Ohio Forest Stakes all along for trainer Terry Thompson, and he is also the owner of this one. The 2, Top Shelf Sherry. This Mark St. Louis Jr. driving leader here at the fair is as of the other day. We'll handle this one for Brett Schwartz. This one yet to hit the board.
Yep, so our 3 is a scratch. Our 4, Outlaws and Legends, John Renard, trains and drive. Now this 2-year-old by Bit of Legend Inn did have a couple nice last starts. So 2 back at Circleville did try to go wire to wire, but was just nipped. Ended up second in 2:06 and 1.
The 5 is Rinse and Repeat. He came out of the Ohio Select sale for $18,000. Dustin Arledge is a trainer, Tim Deaton the driver, and this one also has yet to finish first, second, or third in his 4 appearances.
And then we will go to our trailer. So the 6, Lord Bridgerton, Jason Beatty in the bike for Brian Georges. This is a 2-year-old by the Ponderosa. This has had a BSS start, was out of the money, but last 2 starts had 2 second-place finishes.
And Lose Boy rounds him out. He's 1 for 1, unbeaten in his careers thus far.
And here we go. We will go up to Doug. This is a scratch down to a field of 6.
They're up and pacing, Outlaws and Legends right to the front. Top Shelf Sherry from the inside. Lose Boy on the outside third. Field of Pacers into the opening turn. Racing on the inside. Lord Bridgerton comes out in 4th. Racing 5th as they race around the turn. That's Rinse and Repeat. And the early trader Stapleton. Down the backside going to the opening quarter and up on the outside. Outlaws and Legends trying to clear to the front. Top Shelf Sherry doesn't want to give it up, and Outlaws and Legend will back off and get the 2-hole trip. Lose Boy racing 3rd, racing 4th, Lord Bridgerton. 5th is Rinse and Repeat, and trailing the field Stapleton by the opening panel in an even 29 seconds. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. On top of the field, Mark St. Louis Jr. and Top Shelf Sherry lead the way by a length. Racing 2nd, Outlaws and Legend, a length off the lead. Lose Boy 3 back in 3rd. Racing 4th is Lord Bridgerton, and Lord Bridgerton and Jason Beatty come to the outside. And that flushes Lose Boy to the outside. Stapleton on the outside to his inside. Rinse and Repeat. They're at the half, 59 and 2 on the 5/8. Top Top Shelf Sherry, the leader by a length. Racing second, rinse and repeat. Third, down the backside, Outlaws and Legend. Lord Bridgerton is fourth. Rinse and repeat on the outside. To the 3/4 they go. The leader, Top Shelf Sherry. Loose Boys on the leader's wheel. Coming 3 wide into the turn. Lord Bridgerton. 3/4, 128 and 4. They circle the far turn. Top Shelf Sherry's the target. Top Shelf Sherry jumps it off. And on the outside, Lord Bridgerton will inherit that lead. Loose Boy joins the chase second. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Coming to the line, Lord Bridgerton. Lord Bridgerton opens up with each and every stride. Second to 7, Loose Boy. Home third, Top Shelf Sherry. 158, 1/5.
Wow, Ashley, that's a good start to our day today, the 2-year-old pacing colts.
Right after I just said we only our 3-year-old pacing colts gave us sub 2-minute miles yesterday, but that was, I mean, a nice brisk little opening fraction for this group on this track in particular. But Lord Bridgerton was coming 3 wide going into that, well, on the backside going into the final turn, and then had a little bit of luck because our leader did jump it off.
Right, there was an early battle between the 4 Outlaws and Legends and 5 Rinse and Repeat. Neither one wanted to give way, but eventually took a seat. But then actually we had a lot of things happening. Late we had, Top Shelf Sherry also made a mistake in the race. But as it turns out, Lord Bridgerton won by open lengths. And if you're a fan of the Netflix feature Bridgerton, you might have been rooting for Lord Bridgerton.
Say Jason Beatty, he is such a professional driver. I wish we saw him more. He, I think, could just absolutely tear it up at the county fairs, but we see him here and there, but he gets the job done. I will give him that. And so this makes for the Ponderosa Geldings' 2nd lifetime win.
6-7-2 is unofficial.
And we had Loose Boy that was unbeaten in one lifetime start, still hitting the board, finishing a nice second here for Brady Clemens. We said we gave you 6, 7, and they said the 1 is third, Ashley.
The 1 is third.
I think that's what they said, Stapleton. So there's your early rundown, but of course it's not official yet.
First Division Southern
no.
Valley Colt Circuit for 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers for $6,005. Number 6, Lord Bridgerton. The 2-year-old Brown Gold is under the Ponderosa out of the Badlands Hanover mare. No Picnic, second of the season. Ombake Walker, B. Jamison, T. Kelly, and Brian Georges of Wilmington. Brian Georges trains. Jason Beatty drives the winner. Home 158 and 2. A lifetime mark for Lord Bridgerton.
Well, Lord Bridgerton has already had his picture taken. It seems like I'm mistaken. Up on the board, we have the 6 as the winner, the 7 second, and the 2 Top Shelf Sherry.
Yeah, so that is how I had them across, but we are going to still wait for Doug to give us that official. I'm sure it's not too far away.
Loving memory of Bequita and Carl Urban. $158 and 2 for Lord Bridgerton. Final quarter 29 and 3. Final half 59 seconds.
You go to the winner's circle, you have to look both ways when you're coming back across to the grandstand because horses are out warming up for races that are later on today's card.
Especially at a little track like this. Yesterday they were smack in the middle. Smack in the middle. We had a couple horses have to stop for warm up. Because there really is. I'm sure
horses
you've seen
have
it.
the right of way.
There
Remember
really,
that.
There really is no designated winner circle here, but
By 40 and 280. Here's where they finished the first. Number 1, Stapleton 6, 2, Top Shelf Sherry 3. Number 3 was scratched. The 4, Outlaws and Legends 4, 5, Rinse and Repeat 5. The 6, Lord Bridgerton the winner, and number 7, Loose Boy was second. The mile 158 2/5, a lifetime mark for the winner, Lord Bridgerton. The quarter 29, the half 59 and 2, 3/4 128 and 4. Top down, 6, 3 scratch, 4, 5, 1, 2 on the bottom. Second race in about 5 minutes. Win, place, show. Exacta Quinella wagering. Note the one. Hopeful Dreams as program. Rosie Weaver to drive the one. Hopeful Dreams. Hopeful Dreams, Honey's Lucky Star. Love Me Long Time. Trots right on by. And Kemp's Choice. We need 5. Bring them on.
So there we go. Lord Bridgerton closes us out for race 1 of day 2 here at the Piketon County Fair in Piketon. Lord Bridgerton goes the mile, a new lifetime mark, and 1:58.2. Next, we will have a field of 5 for race 2, the first division for 3-year-old filly trotters. We will introduce you to that small field right after a brief message.
The first official Pike County Fair was held in 1907, but the fair's history dates back even further. Agriculture was the biggest industry in Pike County, and townships would gather every fall to celebrate the harvest. The villages of Waverly and Beaver hosted 3-day events, but a countywide fair moved to Piketon at the turn of the century. The Pike County Agricultural Society was formed and spearheaded the annual county fair. Admission to the fair was 25 cents per person or $1 for the whole family. Tents were used to exhibit livestock and farm goods while horses raced around the track. Trotters and pacers were the featured event. G.W. Rittenauer from Piketon served as the first race secretary for Pike County Fair. Rittenauer's love for standardbred harness racing ran deep. Beyond his duties with the county, he went on to become the first president of the United States Trine Association. For over 80 years, the USTA has been the overarching organization that protects and promotes harness racing for the entire country. Today, Pike County hosts 2 days of live-action racing. They are a member of the Southern Valley Colt Circuit.
They're often racing in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Catch the excitement of Ohio harness racing at one of the county fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. For over 150 years, people have gathered at county fairs to cheer on their favorite racehorses. Keep the tradition alive. Visit one of the 10 fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit this summer. Horses, racing, and winning. It's the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. 10 great fairs in southeastern Ohio. When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Welcome back. Here we are, Trish and myself, Ashley, bringing you all 9 races at Piketon this afternoon. We are now going to head into race number 2, first division for 3-year-old filly trotters.
Yes, and up here in the grandstand, I talked about some seasoned racing fans that were also owners, but we also spoke to a woman that had never placed a wager, and we were able to give her a little tutorial about first-time wagering. So it's always great to see new faces and people getting interested in watching horse racing, particularly our brand of horse racing, which is the harness horses or standard breds.
So I did see a couple comments on Facebook asking about our Harness Racing Ohio. That is where we get our programs, of course, if you like to follow along for the day. I did see that everyone's having some issues. I have bad service, I'll be really honest with everybody. I do not have great internet here, and I'm also trying to log on and not able to. I did send out some questions to try to get some answers and possibly get that up and running for everybody. So thanks for letting us know. We always appreciate it. In the comments, if you guys have questions or concerns, we just have to be told. We'll do our best too.
We also have the Facebook live stream, so if you're a member of the Facebook community, you can go to the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association page and check out the live stream.
Right. So looks like we have a handful of our field out for race 2. This will be a purse of $5,698. Again, this is a field of 5, so we will go ahead and introduce them before Doug gives us that post parade. But the one, Hopeful Dreams, Rosie Weaver, drives and trains. This is a 3-year-old by Long Tom. Last start out, ended up 3rd at Mount Vernon in 2:05 and 2. Of course, Rosie was in that bike. Still looking for the first seasonal win, but Lifetime has had 18 starts, 1 win, 4 second-place finishes, and 5 third-place finishes.
Honey's Lucky Star is owned, trained, and reined by Scott Cisco. This one has yet to hit the board this season with 5 appearances, but has been finishing 4th in the last 3. So getting close, $1,777 earned. Last year only made 7 appearances as a 2-year-old with 1/3 and 2 seconds. This one came from the Blooded Horse sale, which is soon to come up, I believe, August 23rd for $8,000.
The 3, Love Me Long Time. Eric Nesselrode trains the 3-year-old by Long Tom. Brady Clemens will get that call. Last start out at Wellston. Went wire to wire, but ended up 2nd. Tried to go wire to wire. Ended up 2nd in 2:05 and 2. Had some tough luck the last start back at Scioto Downs.
We're getting the call to post parade. We'll go to that and we'll finish up with the field.
Horses are on the track for the second race. First division, 3-year-old a filly trot for $5,698. Blanket in memory of Carl Harness and Jack McDonald. Field of 5, number 1, Hopeful Dreams, the driver, Rosie Weaver. Number 2, Honey's Lucky Star with Scott Cisco. Here's the 3, Love Me Long Time, Brady Clemens drives. Number 4, Trots Right On By, the driver, Alan Willems. And number 5, Camp's Choice, Roy Burns in her sulky. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate. Win, place, show, Exacta Quinella. The trifecta on races 3 and 4. Tries on races 3 and 4.
All right, so to finish our thoughts for the 3, Love Me Long Time, so did not race as a 2-year-old and only has 7 starts currently as a 3-year-old, but back on June 24th did end up going in a qualifier, finished 2nd, but still trotted a mile in 1:58 and 3, so not one to overlook.
Alan Willems gets the call behind Trots Right On By for trainer Brian Georges. This is a creatine filly owned by Jay Bryan and Ann Georges, along with K.D. Manley of Beaver Creek, Ohio, and Kay Walker of New Vernon, Ohio. This has had 4 starts and hit the board twice, finishing 1st and 2nd. Was 2nd last time out, and that was in an Ohio Fair Stake 3-year-old filly. Alan Willems was in the bike aboard that one, too.
Roy Burns trains and drives Kemp Joyce, our 5-horse that will round out our gate. So has been hitting the money most recently, but 4 starts back, has had the best start at Wilmington. Ended up 3rd with a final quarter in 31 and 1, mile time in 2:05 and 4. This is one that is still looking to break her maiden, but has made almost $9,000 lifetime.
Well, the race sometimes goes to the swiftest, and the 4-horse I had just talked about has a record, but it was in a qualifier, so no money. Came home in 28 and 2, a mile in 1:57 and 4 for Jeremy Smith back on, June 4th. So if you're talking speed, Trots Right On By appears to be the speedy entrant in this one.
All right. I always it's interesting to see, especially at these fairs, if we're looking into programs a little bit deeper, is how each trainer and how often they start their horse. Right. So our 4-horse hasn't started since, not that long ago, but the 9th of this month versus, Roy Burns started Kemp's Joy just a few days ago on the 22nd. So it's always interesting to take that into consideration too.
I think the training philosophy is not like it used to be. Everybody has different ideas of keeping their horses fit and how they handle their racing schedule and also their training schedule back in the barn. Mm-hmm. Some are easy on them, some are much tougher.
And here we go Mike Webkenberg has 5 starters behind the gate for race 2, and we'll give it up to Doug for that call.
They're off and trotting. Love Me Long Time in the middle of the track. Up the inside. Hopeful Dreams protects that inside position. 3-year-old filly trotters make their way into the opening turn and off stride as they race around the turn. Going on over to the opening 8, Love Me Long Time. That leaves Hopeful Dreams and Rosie Weaver all alone on the front end. Honey's Lucky Stars off stride. Camp's Choice moves up now second. After that miscue, Honey's Lucky Star is trotting third. Racing fourth, Love Me Long Time, and trailing the field trots right on by. By the quarter, 29 4/5, and Hopeful Dreams has a 7th link lead over Kemp's Choice as they race around the turn. Honey's Lucky Star is next. Love Me Long Time, trailing the field, trots right on by. Round the turn to the 3/8 they trot. Hopeful Dreams, 3-year-old bay filly Long Tom leads the way for Rosie Weaver, being chased by Kemp's Choice and Roy Burns. Third, Honey's Lucky Star and Scott Cisco. Racing fourth, Love Me Long Time, Brady Clemens, and trailing the field, trot right on by, and Alan Willems are halfway home at the half, 101 2/5. Into the turn to the 5/8 they go. Hopeful Dreams still there. The lead is down to 2. Camp's Choice closing in with every stride. Honey's Lucky Star third. Here comes Love Me Long Time. Now fourth and moving up on the outside. Trots right on by. Trails the field. Midpoint of the backside. Hopeful Dreams is the leader. Camp's Choice is second. Love Me Long Time at the outside third. At the 3/4 mark. 3/4, 132-1. They're into the far turn, and they're all chasing Hopeful Dreams, who leads it by 5. The lead is down to 4. The lead is down to 3. The lead is down to 2. And here comes Love Me Long Time. Hopeful Dreams can hear the hip steps of Love Me Long Time closing on the outside. Hopeful Dreams coming to the line, needs the line quickly. Hopeful Dreams will get there in the nick of time, maybe. Very tight on the wire. Either Hopeful Dreams or Love Me Long Time. 2:03 4/5.
I don't think I'm going to try to call that one.
No, he
That
thought
was
that
tight.
Rosie Weaver with Hopeful Dreams was hanging on, but the late charge there by the 5, Kemp's Choice. Unbelievable.
What it should have been the 3.
Oh, the 3.
Yep, the 3.
Yeah,
Love Me Long Time.
Yes.
Had a very
My
early,
bad.
had a very early miscue, and still came.
Love Me Long Time over the 1. Hopeful Dreams 3 over the 1.
Couldn't read my own hen scratching there.
Well, when you're trying to watch races and take everything in and still take your notes, I completely get it. But yep, so it looks like still unofficial, but it does look like the 3 over the 1 in a mile 2:03 4. Had a very early miscue. Taking a look at lines, I want to say not that uncharacteristic. She once in a while does jump it off, even though she is. Well, she didn't race as a 2-year-old, so she's still doing a lot of learning.
Long Time, second to 1, Hopeful Dreams, third, the 5, Kemp's Choice.
All right. He doesn't have the complete rundown yet. You know, Rosie Weaver, she gets in the bike once in a while. She started making some appearances as a driver back in 2008, but her most prolific season was last year. I think she had 69, or no, last year. I don't know. She had a lot of starts, I know that, and she had a good average that she was batting.
I really have such a deep respect for Rosie. We do, of course, have a handful of women trainers, but she has really taken Ohio by the horns, and she's got all kinds through all tiers of racing. And she does a great job on the track too, right? She's not just the trainer. She'll get the job done. It looks like, realistically, I think she was just beat a little bit by speed there with Hopeful Dreams, a little bit more maybe genetic background, but she still did a great job and gave Hopeful Dreams a really nice breathing quarters too.
I think she had 25 wins to her credit last year as a driver and was batting something like 367. Not bad. And you can see their percentages when you get the program too. She had made 55 appearances.
Back in front of the stands, here's your winner of the second First Division 3-year-old filly trot for $5,698. Number 3, Love Me Long Time. She's a 3-year-old bay filly by Long Tom. The Cyan Turbo Mare, Smith Chile. Joe Nesselrode owns. Eric Nesselrode trains. Brady Clemens drives the winner. Lifetime mark for Love Me Long Time. First career win, home 203 4/5. Blanket in this race in memory of Carl Harness and Jack McDonald. Love Me Long Time returns $4, $2.40 and $3. 3-1 exacta $8.40. Quinella 3 all. $2.60. Check those Quinella tickets. Here's the way they finished the second. Number 1, Hopeful Dreams 2. 2, Honey's Lucky Star 4. The 3, Love Me Long Time, the winner. The 4, trots right on by 5. And number 5, Camp's Choice, finished third. Winning time, 2:03 and 4. 29 and 4 for the quarter. The half was trotted in 1:01 and 2. 3 quarters, 1:32 and 1. 2, 4, 1, 5, 3 on the bottom. Third race coming up in about 12 minutes. Win, place, show. Exacta Quinella trifecta on the third. Pick the first 3 in order. Number 1, Q Dancer, will be driven by Drew Neal. Drew Neal to drive the 1, Q Dancer. The 4, DL's Dancin' Reba. John Raynard the 4, DL's Dancin' Reba. Q Dancer, Fear the X, You Can Call Me Matty J. DL's Dancin' Reba, Lady Bridgerton, and Prosperous Yankee.
So there we go. Love Me Long Time secures her very first career win here at Piketon in 2:03 and 4. Brady Clemens gets it done for Eric Nesselrode. So we will move next into our third race. It'll be our first division for 3-year-old filly pacers. Be a field of 6, so we will have a trailer, and we will introduce those shortly.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
Welcome back. Hope everybody is having a fantastic day. I know Trish and I are.
Yes, we are. Looking ahead at this third race, we're back on with 3-year-old fillies, and these are of the pacing variety. The ones that you see out here, we have a select field of 6. We have the other half of Lord Bridgerton in this one, Lady Bridgerton.
That we do.
Kind of interesting on how they name some of these horses. We also have a couple of trainers in here that are very busy on the day. Eric Nesselrode and Brian Georges, I think both have 5 horses in on this card today.
See, I know that we have, I believe I wrote it down. We'll flip back here. We do have 48 horses. There have been a couple of scratches, of course, but in to go today were 48 horses with 27 trainers.
They're starting to bring the horses out for this third race. We might as well go ahead and take a look at them. From the rail, it's Q Dancer, trained by Melvin Byler. Drew Neal gets the call behind this Dancin' Yankee filly. She's had 10 starts on the season, 2 wins, 3 thirds, and 3 seconds. I gave that in different order. $13,819 with a mark of 2:03 and 3 at Cortland over a good track. Last time out, finished third at Mount Vernon. And Drew Neal was also in the bike for that appearance. Seems like she's pretty versatile. I've seen a couple races on the front end where she had her wire-to-wire wins, but she also has been able to come from off the pace.
Fear the X is our 2 Mark St. Louis Jr. will drive for Brett Schwartz. This is a 3-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon. Has most recently started to figure it out here at our Ohio County Fair tracks. So 2 starts back at Wilmington was second, and last start out at Wellston also had a second place finish in 2 minutes 4/5. Still looking for that first seasonal win, but has had 6 starts this year as a 3-year-old with 2 second place finishes and 1 third place finish, and has made about $15,000 lifetime.
The Pet Rock filly, You Can Call Me Maddie J, will be handled by Brady Clemens for trainer and owner Eric Nesselrode. He is a busy boy on today's program. As I said, this one has had 4 appearances and has hit the board twice, finishing third. Last time out was 4th at Marysville. Got away 5th, pretty much followed along, finished 4th. So closed, though, very well. It was a final quarter of 28 and 4 for this filly. Mile time was 2 minutes and 3/5. So there you have You Can Call Me Maddie J.
And this should be a local horse. Rodney Harness, I do believe, trains here at Piketon. So the 4 DL's Danson Reba. This is a 3-year-old by Danson Yankee. John Renard will be in the bike. This is one that's been lightly raced at both 2 and 3 so far. So 6 lifetime starts, still looking to break the maiden. I'm sure John Renard will try to just get this filly flat and stay with the group this afternoon.
Having much more experience than most of these in this race would be Lady Bridgerton. She's had 10 starts this year, winning half of her appearances. In fact, she has won 3 of her last 4 starts. She also has a pair of seconds this season with $28,009 earned. And her mark is 152 and 4 at Miami Valley Racecourse. So Lady Bridgerton having a good season here. Jason Beatty, one of the drivers that Ashley was admiring, will drive Lady Bridgerton. Alan Woolhams will drive the 6 Prosperous Yankee. Samuel Clark trains another Danson Yankee filly. This is one that's once again been lightly raced at both 2 and 3, as only 5 lifetime starts, did hit the board twice as a 2-year-old, but still looking to get it done as a 3-year-old. And there is with 1 trailer, our field of 6. Yes, we talk a lot about the drivers and the trainers, also the owners. When you go to the winner's circle, typically, if there's any announcement made, they are the people that get recognition. You get the driver, trainer, the owner, and we need all that. But the unsung heroes of the sport a lot of times are the groom. It's really a hard job, and it's a labor of love, let me tell you, because it's far from a glamorous assignment. Typically, a groom has a long day. They have to muck their stalls, they feed and water, they brush and groom their horses, they bathe them, take walks, often have to pack their feet, paint their feet, rub and wrap their legs, and they get stuck with cleaning equipment, especially on muddy nights. What a horrible, horrible thing. But we do not so publicly acknowledge their efforts. So I was thinking when they were in the winner's circle in the last one, to give a shout out to the grooms that are back there working hard along with the trainers and the drivers to bring us this program today.
Right. I do, and I say, unfortunately, I'm not from the area, and my family does not race this circuit, but back at OCRA, it's I know that person. I grew up with that person. I like to give a small announcement if I do see that caretaker walk at the circle. But if anybody is here and recognizes some faces when we walk into the winner's circle, we are more than happy to acknowledge them, and we will do our best up here if we recognize them as well.
Well, you often wonder what brings people to that profession, or how do they get started? It's amazing. You hear all kinds of stories. I do remember, someone that got started just because they had a girlfriend that worked with the horses, and then became enamored with it, and they were no longer together, but he retained being a caretaker.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Very cool.
So it's a lot of ways to get introduced to the sport. A lot of different ways.
And I say, I definitely, we're very used to hearing the family tree of harness racing, but there are, I mean, of course, not as many as we would like, because we always want to see growth, but there are plenty of people that still want to learn.
Yes. When Ashley was talking about on the commercial about the United States Trotting Association and its formation and the tie-in with the written hours or whatever, but before we ever had the United States Trotting Association, how standardbreds got registered was actually with the National Trotting Breeders Association. And in order to be recognized as a standardbred for breeding and racing, you had to go a certain time of a mile.
It was pretty slow in today's standards.
2 minutes and 30 seconds, and you had to have, I think, some parentage of being a trotter, because trotters, the accent was on trotters.
What a different day it is now, right? But here we go. We will let Doug introduce us to the post parade for the third.
The 1, John Renard, will drive number 4, DL's Dancin' Reba. Field is 6. These are the horses, sponsored by KFW Quarter Horse. Number 1, Q Dancer, the driver, Drew Neal. Number 2 is Fear the X, Mark St. Louis Jr. drives. You can call me Matty J, the 3, with driver Brady Clemens. Here's the 4, DL's Dancin' Reba, driver's change, John Renard. Jason Beatty with the 5, Lady Bridgerton. And rounding out the field, number 6, Prosperous Yankee, Alan Willems in her sulky. Win place show, Exacta Quinella, trifecta on the 3rd. Drew Neal drives the 1, John Renard the 4. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes.
We do have a nice little turnout in our grandstand today.
Yes,
for
we
an
do.
afternoon.
Keeping us company, Ashley, and I love it. I like making some conversation with the fans, too, when we have an opportunity. But here we have this field of 6 3-year-old filly pacers, and actually pacers are on tap this weekend in a big race over at the Meadows in Pennsylvania.
I say, yeah, a pretty big weekend, we have been saying, for the
It's,
last handful of days for harness racing all over.
It's the Adios, of course, which features the 3-year-old pacing colts. And that's been a long time race at the Meadows. In fact, it's their premier race of their racing season.
Absolutely. And I say, I'm trying to think if we think about Ohio in general. So Northfield hosts the battle. Of course, you know, a newer thing, the next generation that just finished up at Scioto. And then later, I'm blanking. Oh, the Milstein, of course, at Northfield.
And let me blank too. No, of
Yeah,
course we
I
have
know.
the Hambletonian, for the 3-year-old stellar group of the Colts and Geldings, and that's coming up on August 3rd.
Yeah, I say coming up very
And then-
quickly.
And then they also have the Hambletonian Oaks the same day, which is for the trotting fillies. I think the purse for the Hambletonian is $1 million, and for the fillies, $500,000.
See, I couldn't even tell you what it was for the fillies. Okay.
I'd like to raise for $500,000.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with.
I
I'm
get
fine
it.
for even less than that
Well,
sometimes.
yeah, when I had a win at the fair, even if it was a $3,000 purse or something, I'd
Yep.
be all excited.
That was something that Jeremy, who was my co-host yesterday, has one in the 5th today, and we were both talking, you know, about the excitement that I'm sure these drivers and trainers feel, even with these large races. But I was like, if I see my mom's, you know, $6,000 horse on a county fair, I want to throw up. So, but here we go. Here is our field of 6 for the 3rd. Up to
Here
Doug.
they come. They're off and pacing. Lady Bridgerton fast out of the gate. Q Dancer to the inside. Fear the X comes out in 3rd. As they race around the turn, you can call me Matty J. Along the pylons is 4th. DL's Dancin' Reba is 5th. The Trader, Prosperous Yankee. Philly's going to settle in straight alignment. They're being led by Q Dancer and Drew Neal. They lead them by 2. Lady Bridgerton will get that 2-hole trip. 5 back to Fear the X in 3rd. Racing 4th, you can call me Matty J. Up the inside, Prosperous Yankee is fifth. Racing six, DL's Dancing Reba through an opening quarter in 29 1/5. Field of Pacers around the turn, straight alignment on the front end. Q Dancer, the 3-year-old bay filly by Dancing Yankee, looking for season's win number 3. Leads the way by 2. Lady Bridgerton is second. Racing third, Fear the X. Racing fourth, You Can Call Me Matty J. Prosperous Yankee, about 6 off the leaders, is fifth. And trailing the field, DL's Dancing Reba. They're halfway home, still straight alignment. Q Dancer has them halfway home in an even 59 seconds. Around the turn to the 5/8 they go. Right there, second is Lady Bridgerton. Fear the X, 3 off the leaders, is third. Racing fourth, You Can Call Me Matty J. Prosperous Yankee is fifth. DL's Dancing Reba trails the field on the backside in the 3/4. Here comes Jason Beatty. Lady Bridgerton up on the outside, goes right on by. Q Dancer second. Fear the X is third. You Can Call Me Matty J fourth. 3/4, 128 3. Prosperous Yankee fifth. DL's Dancing Reba trails the field. They have an 1/8 of a mile to pace. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Lady Bridgerton opens up by each and every stride. Leads it by 3. Now 4. Q Dancer is second, coming to the line. Lady Bridgerton gives Jason Beatty his second winner of the day. 1:55 4/5.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's
Fastest mile of the day and
Let's
might be a track
take a
record. We're
look
going to
at
let
that.
Ashley look that up.
it's just a few ticks off if it is.
And this is the 3-year-old filly Pacers. The
Say we were
fillies.
giving all the boys the credit yesterday, and the fillies came to play. I think.
And isn't it an oddity? We had Lord Bridgerton take the first, and Lady Bridgerton.
What did we
in the
say?
second.
55. Was it 55 and? Did he give us was it 55 and some change? What was it?
55 and 4.
And 4. We are
155 and
just
4.
a tick off. Once that goes official, yeah, that is. So the current track record for Pacers is 155 and 3/5.
And who set that?
That was set by Peculiar Rock. Alex Hawk drove in 2021. So not
All right.
not too far.
No.
Not too far ago, but that was a nice mile. And you could definitely tell Jason Beatty, as I was just giving him some credit, he really came out of the gate and then decided to sit that pocket. And I think he was putting some pressure on Drew Neal, who
Actually
who
made
set.
a bobble in the first turn, a couple of steps, and that still was able to recover. It wasn't anything long. It wasn't like a real break. It was just a couple of hops.
Oh, yeah.
Got
And I mean,
back pacing.
coming from the grandstand for the first time, he had all kinds of pace. All kinds of pace. So I knew he was going to make his move and just say, I'll see you guys later.
And now Lady Bridgerton is going to be 6 of 11, so over 50% of her starts she has won.
And here he comes back in front of the grandstand, and quite a crew, it looks like, coming out for that win photo. That should be 2 for Jason Beatty, and is that 2 for Brian Georges as well, already on our card?
Yes.
Yes,
I
it is,
believe so.
because
It has 5 in, so we'll see how the rest of them out of his stable make out today. Bringing out the blanket for this third race. It's actually a fly sheet, which is much nicer. It's
Than
nice
this
to
time
get
of
some
year.
fly sheets instead of blankets.
say yesterday we had, it looks like today as well, we had some of the local royalty.
And this one from a quarter horse.
Just a
something. I
fifth
can't
of
quite
a
read it.
second off the track record. Number 5, Lady Bridgerton, the 3-year-old bay filly by Bit of a Legend, out of the McCardle mare. Rose Run Vanity, 6th of the season. K. Walker, T. Kelly, B. Jameson, C. Carcione, Brian Georges trained. Jason Beatty gets his second winner on the card. Lady Bridgerton through fractions at 29 and 1, 59, 128 and 3, home and 155 and 4. Just a fifth of a second off the track record of 155 and 3, set by Peculiar Rock in 2021. This race sponsored by KFW Quarter Horses.
Whoever was in charge of naming Lord and Lady Bridgerton must be a real fan of that Netflix series.
And 240, trifecta 513, $8.80, exacta 980, Quinella 420. Here's the way they finished the third. Number 1, Q Dancer 2, The 2, Fear the X4. 3, You Can Call Me Matty J. 3. The 4, DL's Dancing Reba. 6. Number 5, Lady Bridgerton, the winner in 6. Prosperous Yankee. 5. 155, 4/5 for Lady Bridgerton. 29 and 1, 59, 128 and 3. Top down 2, 4, 3, 6, 1, 5 on the bottom. 4th coming up next. Win, play, show. Exact Quinella Trifecta. Trifecta on the 4th. Number 4, Pretty Sweet Rose. The driver, Drew Neal. Drew Neal to drive the 4, Pretty Sweet Rose. Windy City, JP's Babe. Western Time, Pretty Sweet Rose. Fantasyland and VH Fancy. Bring them on.
Okay. They are looking for the horses to come out on the track for this 4th race. And this is the 2nd division of the 3-year-old filly pace. We have from the rail, we have a daughter of Do Me That Again out of Cinderella's Story by Always a Virgin. This one is the 1, Windy Cindy, driven by Alex Hawk for trainer Melvin Byler. Has had 9 starts thus far this year. Only made 3 appearances last year as a 2-year-old and did not hit the board, but this year is getting things together with 2 wins, 1 second, and a 3rd. Earnings of $10,109. Comes in here from a fair stake where she finished 4th, but 2 back was a winner. Gave some early movement, maybe was first over 2nd, but then was able to drop in 2nd and went away a winner by 2 3/4 a length. Alex Hawk has been driving this one in the last 2 appearances. Makes it his 3rd time out.
I say, Trish, if you're okay with it, we will introduce the group a little bit more into depth after a couple of messages.
That's great.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Moaning, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 15th.
Perfect. We are back, headed into our 4th of 9 races this afternoon at Piketon. Say, Trish, introduce us to that one horse. Trish, do you have any more thoughts?
On Windy Cindy, no, I think I pretty well wrapped it up. Her 2 wins have come in her last 5 starts, and the most recent one was 2 back. So she's definitely getting it together as a sophomore here.
And JP's Babe, as our 2-horse, Brady Clemens will drive for Kevin Mead. This is one that did not start as a 2-year-old, and this is the very first start as a 3-year-old. So we don't really quite know what to expect. Probably a learning experience, seeing lots of new things today. And this was a Buckeye Classic purchase for $3,700.
And the 3-horse is trained by Steve Carter. This filly is by Western Terror out of a Noble Return mare. Count Time Noritum. Western Time is going to be driven by David Young II. She is on Lasix. She's had 10 starts this year, 2 wins and a 2nd, no 3rd, $16,515 with a mark of 156 at Miami Valley. You were talking about number of starts. As a freshman, as a 2-year-old, she actually raced quite a bit, 20 starts with 6 wins, 5 seconds, and 4 thirds. Some people like to race them about 10 or 12 times. Some of them go much further. This is one of them. She was 4th last time out, pacing in 2:02 as a long shot at Washington Courthouse.
She has a really nice mark, though, at Miami Valley, 156 flat. But moving on, Drew Neal will drive our 4, Pretty Sweet Rose, trained by Ron Gillespie, a name that we are very familiar with around the county fairs and now the pari-mutuels. But regardless, this is a 3-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon. A couple of starts back on, well, so we have taken actually quite a bit of time off looking further into her line. So only 1 seasonal start this year, still looking to hit that board. But all the way back last September, was her most recent win at Marion on, is that Marion? I think it's Marion, 9-3. Did go gate to wire with Alex Hawk driving in 2:03 flat.
Okay. I think we're on to Fantasyland, which is another Fear of the Dragon filly. This one trained by Larry Six, has the 5-post. Charles Bolin in the bike behind Fantasyland, who's yet to hit the winner's circle this season, but has had 10 starts with 2 backup seconds and 1 third. Had 3 wins, however, out of 9 starts as a 2-year-old. Last time out also was at Washington Courthouse, finished 5th, and was actually quite a ways off. That was a blistering mile compared. She ended up going in 2:06. The mile was in 58. So better things ahead, because she was second the time before that and went around there in 2:04 and 3 and has been race timed in 1:55 flat.
And quickly, we will have one trailer. That is our 6-horse VH Fancy. Derek Waterker will drive for trainer Tim Van Horn. This is a filly by Bit of Legend Inn, most recently coming off a transportation scratch, and I'm going to roll it over to Doug for the post parade.
Total purse $12,537. This division for $4,179. Sponsored by Eagle Valley Services LLC. Drew Neal to drive the 4, Pretty Sweet Rose. And these are the horses. Number 1 is Windy City, the driver Alex Hawk. Pretty Clemens driving the 2, JP's Babe. 3, Western Time, David Young the 2nd. Drew Neal drivers change to 4, Pretty Sweet Rose, Drew Neal the 4. Here's the 5, Fantasy Land, driven by Charles Bowen. And number 6, VH Fancy, Derek Wadeker in her sulky. Win place show. Exact Quinella, trifecta. Drew Neal to drive the 4. They'll take one score. They'll go to the gate, and they'll be there in 3 minutes. Don't be shut out.
Ashley mentioned trainer Ronnie Gillespie, but she mentioned him as a driver. He was the leading dash driver here in Ohio on the fair circuit back in 2021 and 2022, I believe.
Yeah, but I know he was back-to-back.
Back-to-back wins. And now he's getting into more with the young horses training and making more and more appearances on the Parimutuel Raceway. I knew he was not going to be here today because I spoke to him last night. Dalton Walls is here subbing for him back in the barn area, making sure everything goes smoothly with this one. I did actually ask Ronnie some questions, sort of an interview, which is what I love to do, what I did for years at the Meadows. And I'll be bringing lots of answers to the questions I asked him on tomorrow's program at Eaton.
So is he down at Eaton? Will he be at Eaton?
Yes, he'll
Perfect.
be at Eaton. It's a big card.
Much closer. Eaton is a big card. It's 16 because they only race one day, so we have quite a few. But I would say I was taking a look. So Ronnie, of course, was down to drive, but I figured he was going to be up at Northfield tonight. Because I know that there is a sire stake, but maybe not. Maybe I am misspeaking as I am looking deeper into it.
Well, he was here yesterday.
Yes, he was, but I don't know.
But I don't know either what he's doing this evening. I should have looked ahead, but I did not. I do know, however, they had a lot of races at Northfield last night as they had their fair.
They did. They had 20 on the card. I think it was Matt Clark, or usually our behind the camera, and Jay Wolf that brought them all to you. I'm sure plenty tuned in. I guarantee that was a great broadcast with those two. But I think the last one went off 4 minutes before midnight.
I know. I knew it was going to be long because even when they don't have a large card there, they have a lengthy race program.
But we are going to turn it over to Doug for the call. This is a field of 6 for the second division of 3-year-old filly pacers. And here we go.
Wapkenberg starting gate. Here they come. They were off and trotting on the far outside. Fantasyland to the inside. Pretty Sweet Rose. Those two headed to the front end. 3-year-old filly pacers make their way into the opening turn. Coming out in third, Windy City racing fourth. JP's Babe. Following JP's Babe is VH Fancy and trailing the field up the backside for the first time. Western Time, straight alignment, and they follow the lead. Charles Bolin and Fantasyland. Not for long. Here comes Windy City. Alex Hawk from third to second. Windy City right to the front end. Racing second into the turn. That's Fantasyland racing third. Pretty Sweet Rose around the turn fourth. That is VH Fancy at the back. Western Time by the quarter in 30 3/5. On over to the 3/8 they go. The leader, Windy City by a length. Fantasyland sits the pocket second. Racing third. Western Time racing fourth. JP Babe. Fifth is VH Fancy. The trailer Western Time. 8 from the front. Windy City has them at the half. They're halfway home in a minute and 1/5. They're on their way to the 5/8, and it's Windy City. 3-year-old Bay filly by Do Me That Again. Looking for season win number 3. Leads the way up the backside. Right there, second. Fantasyland out and on the move. VH Fancy now fourth and moving up on the leaders. Down the backside. Windy City will guide the fillies to the 3/4 mark. Followed closely by Fantasyland. 3 inside. Pretty Sweet Rose. 4 outside. VH Fancy coming 3 wide into the turn. Western Time 3/4. 1:31 and 2. They circle the far turn and the leader by 2. Windy City, they're off the turn. They're on their way home. Fantasyland is second. VH Fancy is third. On the outside, Western Time fourth. Down the stretch they come through the lane. It is Windy City and Alex Hawk to take the second division of the 3-year-old filly pace. Going to be a multiple horse photo for place and show. 2 minutes, 4/5.
I'll take a stab at that one, Ashley. I think it was 1:563. What did you think?
That is exactly how I have them across the wire as well, unofficially. We have Windy City. Cindy.
It's easy to say Windy City since that's what Chicago's known for, right? The Windy
Alex
City.
Hawk. Alex Hawk gets it done for Melvin Byler. Be 3 on the year.
This one I said was a Do Me That Again filly, and Do Me That Again had a lot of success out at Yonkers. Won the Levy a couple times, had a record of 148, and was about a winner of $1 million. I think about $1,200,000. Know a little bit about the horse. Took a mark of 148, but he's no longer in Ohio, so you won't be seeing Do Me That Again horses here on our Ohio circuit in the coming years.
Really, as a sire, though, I didn't do bad here. I mean, he's had...
No, I don't know what the reasons were for moving him on. I do think he's in Canada now. I'm not sure.
I couldn't correct you because I don't know either.
I don't know either where he ended up, but I do know I saw a TikTok video where a girl did it on Do Me That Again. It was very short, but she said he was the most talkative horse she had ever known. And she was walking up to, he was in a paddock, and he was, making all kinds of greetings and noise. It was cute.
And here we have our winner is coming back in front of the grandstand. Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple people stopping by. I guess, Trish, do you want to
talk about the passport? That's what I was just about to say. Ashley's busy putting stickers on the passport book. If you are one of the people that likes to go to the county fairs.
3-year-old filly pace, Southern Valley Colt Circuit for $4,179. It's a track record for 3-year-old fillies here at the Pike County Fair. 2 minutes, 4/5. The one, Windy City. She's a 3-year-old bay filly, but Do Me That Again out of the Always a Virgin Mare Cinderella story. Her 3rd win of the season. She's owned and trained by Melvin Byler of Salesville, Ohio. She's driven to victory by Alex Hawk. 2 minutes, 4/5 for Windy City. This race sponsored by Eagle Valley Services, LLC. Windy City returns her backers 360, 280, and 210. Try 156, 1620. Exacta $20.80. Quinella $21.60. Here's the way they finished the 4th. Number 1, Windy City, the winner. The 2, JP's Babe, 6. The 3, Western Time, 4. Number 4, Pretty Sweet Rose, 5. The 5, Fantasyland, 2. Number 6, VH Fancy, 3. The mile, 2 minutes, 4 fifths. 30 and 3 fifths, 101, 131 and 2, 164, 5, 2, 3 on the bottom. Fifth race coming up in about 12 minutes. Win Place Show. Exacta Quinella. Number 1, Glamorous Pete. Change the driver to Drew Neal. Drew Neal, the 1, Glamorous Pete. The 3, All That Class, Alex Hawk. Alex Hawk, the 3, All That Class. Glamorous Pete, Tristan, All That Class. Ryan the Lion. Here's Arthur. Bring him right on.
And Ashley, I think we'll probably pick up talking about the passport after they cut away here.
Yeah, that is no problem to say. So that was our second division of our 3-year-old filly pacers, a purse of $4,179. Our first division did go quite a bit faster. So that was 1:55 and 4, and our second division just went in 2 minutes and 4 fifths. But there we go. So Windy Cindy takes it with Alex Hawk to make 3 wins on the year. Our 5th race is next. Our 2-year-old Colt Trotters, purse of $11,185. Another field of 5. Trish and I will get talking at you next.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Ashley Daly and I are continuing to bring you coverage from the Pike County Fair at Piketon, and I was mentioning that Ashley was busy putting stickers into the passport. For those of you that don't know it, if you like to attend a lot of county fairs and watch the county fair harness racing, you should come up and visit us and get a passport book, which you can then collect stickers at every particular county fair that you visit. You have to come up and get a sticker. The stickers are collected. You mail them in at the end of the fair season, and the one with the most stickers, appearances at the county fair, is going to win some nice prizes courtesy of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.
And it's been going off really well, I will say. There's every single fair we have people come up. So we apologize if we're on air and take a few minutes to get to you, but please come visit us. Even if, there's plenty of time left. If you don't have your passport yet, it doesn't matter. There are, especially in August, so many that you can hit and you can be right in the running.
Well, this is a beautiful day here. I just took a look. It's 83 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and we're getting set for our 5th race, which is 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trotters.
Thankfully, we're in the shade. Mm-hmm. We've got some shade, and I was just thinking, there's only been one train to roll by. I should knock wood on my head.
You don't jinx us, Ashley. Please don't jinx us. We have 5 horses in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is just one division today for the 2-year-old Colt Trotters. Our 1, Drew Neal, will drive Glamorous Pete for trainer Rosie Weaver. Now this is a pair that around the county fairs we have seen quite a bit. Last start out at Marysville was 3rd with Rosie in the bike, mile in 2:08 and 4. 4 starts on the year, has hit the board with 2 third-place finishes, but still looking to break that maiden.
Well, the horse with the least experience in this one is the 2-horse Trinston by Mr. Anson out of Trix Alater. which is by Trixton, quite a well-known sire in the United States, having had an illustrious career. Trinston is going to be driven by Derek Wadaker, trained by David H. Miller, and has had only one appearance, so we don't have much to go on. Had some interference. It encountered interference in its first start, was at post 6, and then recovered. I didn't make a break or anything, but obviously was impeded and finished 5th by a distance. So there you have, with the one and only start, that's Trinston.
And the 3, Alex Hawk will get the call for trainer Jeremy Moore. All That Class is a 2-year-old by Nothing But Class. Has had 4 starts really early on, was having some trouble staying flat. Seems to have figured it out and learned. Last start out on the 17th at Washington Courthouse. Was in the money, did have a 5th place finish from quite a few lengths back, but still won a mile in 2:10 and 3. And Alex Hawk again will get that drive today.
Trainer Rosie Weaver will have another crack at him to get to the winner's circle as a driver with Ryan the Lion, the 4-horse. She finished 2nd earlier. Here she'll have another opportunity behind this Uncle Peter. And I'm hearing the bugle blow, so we will pick up with looking at Ryan the Lion right after they give us the post parade.
This ain't going to be.
There we go.
These are the horses for the 5th race. 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trot for $11,185. Sponsored by Sunfish Valley Whitetails. Drew Neal to drive the 1. Alex Hawk drives the 3, All That Class. Number 1 was Glamorous Pete. The driver, Drew Neal. Here's a 2, Tristan with Derek Wadaker. Number 3, All That Class, Alex Hawk drives. Number 4 is Ryan the Lion, Rosie Weaver. In number 5, here's Arthur Charles Bolin in the sulky. Win, play, show. Exact Quinella wagering. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes.
All right, we're back to discuss the 4. Ryan the Lion, I mentioned Rosie Weaver is driver trainer, but she's also the owner of this 2-year-old by Uncle Peter out of a Broadway Hall Dam named stage show. So very clever naming there. Ryan the Lion has been racing 5 times this year in its initial appearance here as a 2-year-old. Been making money. Has earned $3,254. No wins, no seconds, but 2/3. And for some reason, Rosie Weaver has elected to drive this one in each of the appearances. She makes decisions based on certain factors, whether she's in the bike or not, but she has been handling Ryan the Lion all the way along. So I'm sure there's things she wants to iron out with this one.
And something I do want to mention about Ryan the Lion. So his last start out at Mount Vernon, he ended up 4th, so was in the money, but Naba High was our winner, and that horse just went on to win a BSS. So was with good company, company to say the least. But our 5 will round us out. Here's Arthur Charles Bolin will drive for James Bolin Jr. This is a 2-year-old colt by Team 6, coming right off of a win from Marysville. Mile in 2:05 and 2. 6 starts on the year, has hit the board. 4 of those 6, 2 have been wins. So one that has been making money as well. Over $10,600 made as a 2-year-old.
Yes, Here's Arthur is the big money earner in the field thus far. You will see these young horses. They'll bring them to the fairs, get a little experience, and then you'll see them often, if they think they're improving and good enough, they'll make the step up to the Buckeye Stallion Series. And you'll also see horses in the Buckeye Stallion Series sometimes opt to go up to our sire stake races.
And that was something that I was with Michael at Sydney, and we, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget the horse's name. One that is just tearing up at county fairs, though, and we asked one of the owning connections, why not step up to the BSS? Why not keep going? Well, they said, we don't want to go to the sire stakes because we've got Jurassic Hatties and Sugar Insteads that we love our horse, but we know just is not going to beat those two. And then BSS, everybody has kind of had that same thought of they know they don't want to go against Jurassic Hatties and Sugar Instead, so they're going down into the BSS. So that particular filly was like, we're okay. You know, we're winning at the fairs. We enjoy coming to fairs because it's fair. You know, it's much different than anything else that we have in our industry. And so there's so many factors that go into placing a horse and keeping them there.
And it's smart to be successful by keeping them classified correctly.
Exactly. But here we go, a field of 5 up to Doug for the 5th.
Here they come. Up in, trotting from the inside, Glamour Speed, All-Stride. Here's Arthur, jumps it off. Coming out in second, all that class, Tristan on the inside as they race around the turn. Glamour Speed, Drew Neal have the lead, and they have it by a quick 6. All that class racing second, trotting third. Here's Arthur, fourth on the outside. Ryan the Lion trailing the field down the backside, going to the opening quarter. The leader, Glamour Speed, has him by 7. Off-stride, all that class. Here's Arthur is next on the outside. Ryan the Lion, the inside. Tristan by the opening quarter. By the quarter as they race around the turn. 30 1/5. On top of the field, Glamour Speed shows the way for Drew Neal. Up on the outside, now second. Here's Arthur racing third. Tristan racing fourth. That's Ryan the Lion, and way back, trailing the field, all that class. They pass the stand for the first time. Glamour Speed, the 2-year-old brown gilded son of Uncle Peter, shows the way for Drew Neal. The lead is 5.5. Here's Arthur is next. Tristan is third. Fourth is Ryan the Lion. All that class trails the half in 102 4. And on to the 5/8 they trot on the front end. Glamour Speed, the lead now down to 3. On to the backside they trot. Here's Arthur is second. Tristan is third. On to the 3/4 mark. Racing next, Ryan the Lion and all that class. The lead for Glamour Speed is down to a length right there second. Here's Arthur, and Bowen will tip him to the outside into the far turn. 3/4, 133 4. On the inside, Glamour Speed. On the outside, here's Arthur with a little better than 1/8 of a mile to trot. Here's Arthur up on the outside, has grabbed the lead. Glamour Speed is second. Ryan the Lion is third. Off the turn, they're on their way home. It is Here's Arthur. Glamour Speed is second, coming to the line. Here's Arthur. Glamour Speed home second. Ryan the Lion will finish third. 2:04 1/5.
Okay, that was the 5. Here's Arthur that made a mistake early and was 6 lengths off at least the leader, which was Glamorous Pete. However, once he got back to trotting, he made up a lot of ground, then made a bid going to the 3/4, cleared, and absolutely went on to victory quite handily. And we had just mentioned he was the most the money-winning horse leader in the field, and just collected the winner's share of this particular purse. So we have Here's Arthur is the unofficial winner, and Glamorous Pete was second. I didn't catch after that.
I have him across the wire, 5-1-4, it looked like. So
Okay.
both of Rosie's horses ended up taking, 2-3. So she got a nice little payday out of that, too.
5-1-4, unofficially.
It looks like he has come quickly back in front of the grandstand.
Just
Charles,
like he did when he went by.
right.
Quick move, strong move, actually. It was a very strong move. particularly having, given up so much ground early.
Really, it was right out of the gate. Is that, yeah, he made that early miscue, but came back very strong.
Yes, these youngsters will make mistakes. Need to handle the speed.
Here's your winner, the 5th race, number 5. Here's Arthur. Geo Bay Colt, Team 6. Charles Bolin, Jeffersonville, Ohio. Bolin trains and drives. Here's Arthur. Home 204, 1/5. A lifetime mark for Here's Arthur as they take the 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trop for $11,185. Sponsored by Sunfish Valley Whitetails.
Still waiting for that official rundown, but again, it looks to us like they came across their wire. 5-1-4, and that was your winner. Here's Arthur. Despite an early miscue, came back charging. Mile in 2:04.1.
Very strong effort with Here's Arthur. Glamorous Pete actually was very fortunate in a way to get that jump start on the field, but did lead till right at the 3/4 when Here's Arthur took over.
Right, and yeah, I say, and taking a look back at Glamorous Pete's lines, it tends to be a common theme. He once on the front and then has a little bit trouble keeping that pace going.
Well, I think when you're learning to trot and stay at it, the pressure gets to a lot of the babies.
320. Exact to 640, Quinella 320. Here's the way they finished. The 5th, number 1, Glamorous Pete 2. 2, Tristan 5. The 3, All That Class 4. Number 4, Ryan the Lion 3. The 5, Here's Arthur, the winner, 204 and a 5th. 30 and 1/5, 102 and 4, 133 and 4, 254, 3, 1 on the bottom. 6th race in about 12 minutes. When play show, Quinella Exacta on the 6th. Austin Hanners to drive the 4, Cruising Illusion. Austin Hanners drives the 4. Scott Cisco the 6, Gorgeous Apples. Endless Dance, Gene said. Beachmaster King, Cruising Illusion, Sam's Legend. Gorgeous Apples, we need 6. You can bring them right to the track.
So there we go, Trish. That was our, we are halfway through the card. That was our fifth of 9 this afternoon at Piketon. Thank you as always for joining us. A mile goes in 2:04.1. Here's Arthur. Goes 3 on the season. Next, we will have our 6th race, the 2nd division for 2-year-old Colt Pacers, a field of 6. We will catch you back here in just a few moments.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding farm. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancing Yankee, a 2-time world champion, along with 2019 jug winner Southwind Ozzy, a son of Some Beach Somewhere. Cool Winds also stands the royally bred $2 million earning Western Fame. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 13th.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
And we're back in this 6th race. We're putting the spotlight on freshmen again. It's 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers in this one, vying for the winner's share of a $6,005 purse. The total purse, there were 2 divisions of this race, was $12,010. We have a select field of 6, and I'll go to talking about the 1 horse first here. This is Endless Dance, another Eric Nesselrode trainee by Dance and Yankee out of Endless Desire by Real Desire. This one came out of the Buckeye Classic for a tag of $15,000. Has had 2 appearances only thus far, but has been doing well. Won its first start and was second in his second appearance. That was last time out at Marysville. The win coming at Wellston, and Brady Clemens drives this one.
The 2, David Young, the second, will drive Gene Said for Steve Carter. This is a 2-year-old by Wellsaid. One that hasn't been very consistent on starts, I will say. So only has 1 per start under the belt all the way back at Circleville on June 16th. Didn't end up 3rd in a mile in 2:04 and 2, but since then, late June and then July 1st, did have 2 qualifiers. So definitely has seen the track, just doesn't have much money.
Jeff Nysonger connected with Beachmaster Keene last time out at Washington Courthouse, winning in 2:05. He is back in the bike again today with trainer Marna Sheehan sending this one forward. It's a Bring on the Beach out of Keen Allure by Ponder, owned by Mitchell Bean, Jeremy McGraw, and Mama Sheehan. Ohio and Kentucky owned. This one has had 3 appearances. I spoke of the win, also had a 2nd place finish, 2 back, and is ready to roll here for its 4th appearance.
The 4, Cruisin' Illusion. I love that name. Cruisin' Illusion will be our 4. Austin Hanners gets the drive for Brett Schwartz. This is a Yankee Cruiser gelding. 4 starts on the year with 1 3rd-place finish, what came back on July 13th at Wellston. Mile in 2:11 and 2.
Trainer Brett Schwartz sends out Sam's Legend. It's a bit of a legend gelding. This one's had 4 appearances with 1 victory, which was a wire-to-wire style 2 back. And that was at Hilliard, I believe. Hilliard, yes. And also Mark St. Louis Jr. was in the bike for that one, aboard again today.
And then our 6 will trail from the 2nd tier. We do have Scott Cisco down. I don't know if Scott is here yet, so we may have a change. We may not have a change, but currently Scott Cisco is down to drive the 6, Gorgeous Apples by Mr. Apples. John Predmore trains this 2-year-old gelding. Only 1 start on the year and did have a pretty nice start, to say the least. Back at Wellston, went right out of the gate and finished 2nd in 2:06 and 4.
So as we wait for them to come to the post parade, we were talking about earlier the Trotting Association. That's what was popular. The trotter reigns supreme. So these pacers actually had to fight for the right to race. It was with a lot of strenuous objections back in the late 1800s till they got started.
Ah, okay. So Doug was just
that
confirming.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. So as Doug let us know, as on the program, Jeff Nysonger is here. There was some early on, not sure if Jeff was going to make it here this afternoon, but it looks like Jeff Nysonger is going to be on our 3-horse Beachmaster Keene. And then I did see from far away, Scott Cisco is here as well. So we did give you that proper rundown, and we are going to go up to Doug for our post parade of the 6th, the 2nd division for 2-year-old Colt Pacers.
Back for the 6th race. This is 2nd division of the 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Bays for $6,005. Go by Ohio Valley Veneer. Field is 6. Number 1, Endless Dance. The driver, Brady Clemens. Number 2 is Gene Said with David Young the 2nd. The 3, Beachmaster King, Jeff Nysonger drives. Number 4, Cruisin' Illusion, Austin Hanners. Here's the 5, Sam's Legend with Mark St. Louis Jr. And rounding out the field, number 6, Gorgeous Apples, Scott Cisco in the sulky. Win, play, show, exacta, Quinella, trifecta. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes.
This is a nice colony of drivers for this race, I will say. We've got leading driver Mark St. Louis Jr., leading driver on the fair circuits, I should say. Mark St. Louis Jr. on the 5. Our second best is Jeff Nysonger on the 3. Austin Hanners is one. I believe he just won the Bears and the Filly and Mares Open last night at Scioto Downs, and he has just come. He's a young. Is he 25? I don't know. I think Austin's about 25 years old, and he has just come on the scene gets it honest from his dad, of course, and his brother is right there with him. They have just been tearing it up at the pari-mutuels, as well as Scott Sisko. We've seen him quite a few times at the fair. Brady Clemens, David Young. This is a nice colony of drivers.
Jeff Nysonger also was a dash leader, wasn't he, on one of the Ohio Fair circuits? He was, I know he was runner-up a couple times.
You know, I'm trying to remember who it was last year, and we definitely need to have that in writing because it wasn't
Jeff
Ronnie.
Nysonger.
It,
I don't know
it
why.
possibly could be.
Jeff
I would.
Nysonger. He concentrates on the fairs when it's with his driving. Pretty much, you don't see him
Yeah,
drive a whole lot at the pari-mutuels. However, he also does condition a lot of babies over the winter.
And good babies, to say the least.
Very good.
Jeff is very good at what he does, whether he's catch driving at a fair or behind his own. He knows what he's doing.
So some people transition and leave the fair behind, but you'll see a lot of your younger drivers start out at the fairs, which is a good opportunity for them to learn before they make the appearance where you're going to get the drivers that are so much more experienced, I would say, at the pari-mutuel meets.
Now, like you had mentioned earlier, that there are licensures and levels to our license, especially. So we have our provisionals. We'll see a lot of our young guys. You have to start out that way. But then there's Class A, there's multiple classes, and that's when you're able to drive at the pari-mutuels on certain nights.
Yes, and even to get started, you have to have people vouch for you that they've seen you handle a horse. You have to get referencers. It's an ordeal, but it should be. And then, like I said, you have to learn, even if you're just a driver, you have to know certain equipment and shoeing and things like that to be licensed.
I'm sure their brains are full, just like any trainer. And here we go. We have one trailer. Our 6 horses be a field of 6 for the 6th race. And we're going to give it up to Doug.
Here they come. They were often pacing the inside. Endless Dance to his outside. Sam's Legend between horses into the turn. Gene Said racing third. They race around the turn, racing to the opening 8th. Beachmaster King comes out in 4th. Racing 5th up the inside. That is Cruising Illusion and trailing a field 6. Gorgeous Apple straight alignment to the opening quarter to go. Endless Dance. Brady Clemens by a length. Sam's Legend is 2nd. Racing 3rd. Gene Said racing 4th, Beachmaster Keen. A break of some 5 to Gorgeous Apples. He's 2nd to last, and Cruising Illusion is 6th and last. To a quarter and 29 and a 5th. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. The leader, Endless Dance. 2-year-old Bay-Gutted son of Dancing Yankee leads the way for Brady Clemens by a length. Pocket sitter, Sam Legend and Mark St. Louis Jr. Gene Said with David Young, the 2nd is 3rd. Beachmaster King, Jeff Nysonger, first to move on the outside from 4th. Gorgeous Apples with Scott Sisko, 5th. Trailing a field. Cruising Illusion and Austin Henners. They're at the half in a minute and 3/5, and they're on their way to the 5/8, and the leader's Endless Dance. He opens up by 3. Racing 2nd is Sam's Legend. Here comes Beachmaster Keen, now 3rd and moving up on the outside. To the outside comes Gene Said. Gorgeous Apples. Down the backside they go. At the 3/4 mark, it's Endless Dance with the lead. Joining the chase on the outside, Beachmaster Keen. Into the far turn, Gene Said. Gorgeous Apples the outside. 3/4, 1:30 and 4. They circle the far turn with an 1/8 of a mile to come. And Beachmaster Keen just keeps on coming after Endless Dance. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Gene Said on the outside, battling back. Endless Dance. Beachmaster King coming to the line. Beachmaster King. Endless Dance 2nd. Gene Said 3rd. Gorgeous Apples home 4th. 2 minutes, 4/5.
So there we go. We were just talking about Jeff Nysonger, and I hopped on Facebook quickly. He was our title winner last year. So
okay, good. That's confirmed. We can give him the kudos he deserves.
So thank you all for responding and well paying attention to us and having the answers. So there we go. Jeff
we have
Nysonger.
to sharpen up here. We don't want our audience having to correct us too often, Ashley.
But Beachmaster Keen gets it done. That should be. I don't believe Jeff was here yesterday. I'm trying to rack my brain. So that should be his first of the meet, I believe.
Well, Beachmaster Keene was the one to come first up. I think Gorgeous Apples followed his lead, but he was able to duck back in and then make another bid as they were turning for home and go on here in this particular race.
And that'd be 2 in a row. 2 in a row for this Bring On the Beach gelding.
And pretty much similar kind of a mile as far as got away third, took over the race last time out.
So they did have a last quarter, it looks like, in 30 seconds. So pretty consistent, taking a look at lines on that closing fourth of a mile. And here he is back in front of the grandstand.
They have changed sides for the pictures. They were.
Tom, are you able to put Doug's?
Your big son of Bring On the Beach out of the Allure Ponder Mare, the Beach Keen. Second of the season, Mitchell Bean, Jeremy McGraw, Mama Sheehan own, Marna Sheehan trains. Jep Nysonger drives the winner, the mile, 2 minutes for fifths. Final half a minute and a fifth, final quarter, 30 seconds.
So still waiting for that official rundown, but regardless, we're going a pretty nice pace today.
Oh, yes.
Say we are done with race 6, and
Here's
it
where they
is
finished.
only 1:30.
Let's dance to the 2, Gene said, 3. Number 3, Beachmaster King, the winner. The 4, Cruisin' Illusion, 6. Number 5, Sam's Legend, 5. The 6, Gorgeous Apples, 4. 2 minutes for fifths for Beachmaster King. Lifetime mark for the winner, 29 and 1. Minute 3 fifths, 1:30 and 4 fifths, 2:31, 6:54 on the bottom. The winner, 880, 220. Try 3-1, all 1040, exacta 860, Quinella 460. Seventh race, win place show, Quinella exacta. The 4, Miss Alaya K, Keto Young to drive the 4. Fear My Grace, Frontier Dragon, ATI Girls Love Cruisin', Miss Alaya K, and Cation Dragon. Bring them on.
So that was our second division. Mile goes in 2 minutes for fifth, Beachmaster Keen. So taking a look, looks like our first division did go a touch faster. So our 2-year-old Colt Pacers, our first division went in 1:58 and 2, and this mile just went in 2 minutes and 4 fifths.
And next, the accent is on the 3-year-old filly Pacers here. And that's a field of 5, so everybody's going to get a check, as they say.
Not a bad day. That's not a bad day.
Well, there is an entry fee. I don't know if everyone knows that, but horses that are racing at the fairs usually have to make an entry fee to race. That goes into the purse accounts and supports the fair racing circuit. At the pari-mutuels, they have certain races, sometimes series, that have entry fees, but typically your overnight races do not.
And so, as I was taking a look, not trying to, for some reason this year, I'm going to have to go back to our Facebook. There is one circuit that's changed
with the money
that a little bit.
Distribution?
No, not just money distribution. So yeah, Southern Valley, they are a touch different than our rest. The winner normally gets 50%. Here at the Southern Valley circuit, it's 45, and that is something we can go into. But regardless, so that's what Trish gave us, a little bit of an overview for race 7, and we will dive so much deeper into that after a few messages.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slade, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
And we're back with the accent on the fillies again, this time 3-year-old pacing fillies, a select field of 5. And we have the girls gathered here today. We're starting with the rail horse, Fear My Grace. Mark St. Louis Jr. gets the call for trainer Brett Schwartz. This Fear the Dragon filly is out of Juliana Grace by Art Major. Brett Schwartz owns, along with the Racehorse Express, Steve Harrington and B. Lamech, all of Ohio. Has had 9 starts on the season, made $9,131, and has been racing in these fair stakes. Did make an appearance early on, back on June 21st at Scioto Downs in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Things did not go well, had a scratch for transportation after that, went back to the an overnight at Scioto Downs, finished 6th, but the last 2 has been at the Ohio Fair races. Finished 4th last time out, 3rd the start before that. Time this year, 2:03 at Circleville.
And the 2, David Young, the second, will drive for trainer Steve Carter. Frontier Dragon, this was a $22,000 purchase from the Lexington Select Sale a couple of years ago now. But a 3-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon is looking to go 3 in a row today. So the last 2 starts have been wins, both at Washington Courthouse and Wellston. The fastest mile was at Wellston in 2:02 and 2, last quarter in 31 and 4. David Young was in the bike for that one, so he should be pretty familiar today as we see him go around this track. But 28 lifetime starts, 10 of those have been wins and has made $67,000.
Frontier Dragon is going to have some stiff competition to try to make it 3 straight, as the 3 ATI Girls Love Cruisin' has also won her last 2 appearances out on the racetrack. In fact, I think it was you and I, Ashley, maybe that saw this one. Was that Mount Vernon?
Mount Vernon?
Yes. This one is handled by Alex Hawk today for trainer Melvin Byler. It's a well-said filly out of Cruisin' Careen by Yankee Cruiser. Picked up at the Buckeye Classic sale as a yearling for $14,000, but has earned $24,080 lifetime. Has had 2 wins out of 12 starts this year, with backed up with a 2nd and 3/3 to earn $93.75 this season and take a mark of 159 at Carrollton.
Cato Young trains and drives the 4, Miss Aaliyah K. This is a filly by Lather Up out of the Presidential Ball Mare, Ballroom Princess. This has had 4 seasonal starts with 1 win, which came back at Scioto Downs, and a non-winners of 1 went gate to wire in 155 flat. So took that mark again at Scioto Downs, has 18 lifetime starts with just that 1 win, but has hit the board an additional 5 times.
Completing our 5-horse field is Cash and Dragon. Clayton Pfeiffer gets the call for trainer-owner Ed Davis. This one had 9 appearances as a 2-year-old, finishing 2nd 1 time and 2/3. Has had 6 starts this season with a 2nd and 3rd, so has yet to see the winner's circle. Cash and Dragon has, what is that, 5,149. I have a pesky little sweat bee or something that keeps buzzing around me, and I keep trying. It's distracting because I am allergic to bee stings. I don't think a sweat bee would work. Yes, I do. I do. It's right here with me. I don't think a sweat bee would do the same thing, but it's annoying. I keep batting it away.
Well, perfect timing, though. So that was our field of 5. We're going to roll it over to Doug for the post parade.
Horses are on the track for the 7th race. Third division, 3-year-old filly pace for $4,179. Tupperware Susie Cube trophy. Number 1, Fear My Grace, Mark St. Louis Jr. drives. David Young the second with a 2, Frontier Dragon. Here's a 3, ATI Girls Love cruising with Alex Hawk. Number 4, Miss Aaliyah K. The driver's Cato Young. At number 5, Cash Dragon, Clayton Piper in her sulky. Win, play, show, exact Quinella trifecta wagering. They're going to the gate in just 3 minutes.
This is not a bad group of fillies in any capacity. I know we mentioned, just a couple wins maybe here or there, but Frontier Dragon, a few starts back, did end up third in 152-3, and then we go to Miss Aaliyah K, our 4-horse, was second at Scioto Downs in 152-2, and there's plenty of fast miles in this group.
Yes, there are. That is true. And you never know who you're going to end up with in a field at the fairs. Sometimes it can be very closely competitive. And sometimes you do see, like you say, the inexperienced horse just getting started that is outranked, or, it's a real long shot just from the fact of not having any experience in going up against more seasoned horses.
And I think you mentioned very early on in our card that you were not familiar with the name. Was it Clayton Pfeiffer you said that was new to you? Mm-hmm. So he's a local. I do believe his family trains here at Piketon, so I'm sure he might have some home field advantage for us.
Right, and he is young. He's just 20 years old. So getting his experience here at the fairs, although I know he did work with the horses. I was familiar with that before getting in the bike. He worked with horses.
And that's how a lot of us start, is you learn how to pitch the stalls before about anything else.
Well, they're getting gathered up to go behind the starting car here at the Pike County Fair in beautiful Piketon, Ohio. What a beautiful afternoon, Ashley.
I know, and this grandstand that we are under is only a couple of years old. It's relatively new, and it's treating us well. I'm so glad we have some shade, but it's been a wonderful day. We just have just a couple more to bring to you. But Doug, we're going to roll it over to Doug for the call as Mike Webkenberg moves the horses into position.
Field of 5, all in behind the Mike Webkenberg starting gate. Here they come. They were off and pacing fast out of the gate. Cation Dragon into the turn. Miss Aaliyah K comes out in second as they race around the turn, racing on over to the opening 8th. Racing third around the turn, ATI Girls Love Beach Cruising. Up on the outside, Frontier Dragon, the Detroiter Fear My Grace. Straight alignment down the backside to the opening quarter. Cash and Dragon, Clayton Piper lead them by a length. Miss Aaliyah K second. ATI Girls Love Cruising racing third. Racing fourth is Frontier Dragon, and trailing the field, Fear My Grace. The opening quarter in 29 2/5 seconds. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. Out and on the move. Here comes Miss Aaliyah K. Cato Young, the pressure, the leader. Cash and Dragon, they're stride for stride as they come past us for the first time. Behind those two dueling leaders, ATI Girls Love Cruising. Racing fourth, Frontier Dragon, the Trader Fear My Grace. They're halfway home, and Cash and Dragon has the fillies past the half in 59 3/5 seconds. On the 5/8 they go. The leader, Cash and Dragon. The black filly by Fear the Dragon will guide the fillies to the 3/4. Racing second on the inside. Up the backside, ATI Girls Love Cruising. Fear My Grace closing in third. On the outside, Frontier Dragon. Trailing a field, Miss Aaliyah K nearing the 3/4 mark. Cash and Dragon, Clayton Piper have the lead by 3. ATI Girls Love Cruising is second. 3/4, 129 around the far turn with an 1/8 of a mile to pace. Cash and Dragon's got every call. They have less than an 1/8, but they're coming after the leader. On the outside, ATI Girls Love Cruising between horses. On the grandstand side, Frontier Dragon. Frontier Dragon will get them on the line. ATI Girls Love Cruising, Cash and Dragon, Fear My Grace fourth. Miss Aaliyah K will finish fifth in 1:59 1.
So in the end, that battle to make it 3 straight between Frontier Dragon and ATI Girls Love Cruisin' played out on the finish wire with, I believe, Frontier Dragon making it 3 straight here in 1:59 and 1.
They came across the wire. I'm sure our camera had to pick it up. So pretty. They were just in this nice little.
And you know, it was interesting. As they all left for position, instead of going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they lined up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And actually, following Cash and Dragon, Clayton Pfeiffer, the 4-horse with Cato Young was, and he gave up the pocket to challenge Cash and Dragon and paid a price for coming first over.
Yeah, I did have them unofficially cross the wire 2, 3, 5, 1. And so we were commenting how Clayton Pfeiffer is young and still learning, but I thought he gave Cash and Dragon a really good effort. Just got kind of nipped here at the top of the stretch and to the wire.
It was exciting, but there again, the horses that were on the win string finished 1-2. So he'll be coming back to the winner's circle here. I guess making the way. I knew they wouldn't say that was a photo. It was a nice close finish, but no photo.
It was very, very pretty. That's what I would like to have. I know our track photographer, who is.
Ashley, you're the greatest at looking things up. You're busy with these pages all the time, going back and forth.
So our photographer here is Winner Pictures, and so I hope he got a nice, pretty shot of them coming across that wire.
Yes, I always have to get a win picture if I'm so fortunate to have a win. Right now, I only have a percentage of a partnership with the stable.ca.
Yes.
With a horse by the name of Irresistible Sun, who unfortunately got scratched last night as he had 103-degree fever. So just like kids, these babies can have sicknesses, and you have to make sure that they are in good shape when you send them forward to do battle.
3-year-old filly pace Southern Valley Colt Circuit. This division for $4,179. Number 2, Frontier Dragon. She's a 3-year-old bay filly, but Fear the Dragon out of the Real Desire mare, Carol's Desire. 3rd of the season for the winner. B. Hopper, K. Gray, S. Sheevy, and M. Gray of Ohio own. Steve Carter trains. David Young the second gets the winning drive. 1:59 and 1 for Frontier Dragon. Back half 59-3. Final quarter 30 and 1. This race sponsored by Tupperware by Susie Q. The winner, Frontier Dragon, $820, $380, $210. Try $235, $20.20. Exact is $17.80. Quinella $460. Here's the way they finished the 7th. Number 1, Fear My Grace 4. 2, Frontier Dragon, the winner. The 3, ATI Girls Love Cruisin' 2. 4, Miss Aaliyah K5. The 5, Cation Dragon 3. 1:59 and 1. 29 and 2. 59 and 3. 1:29 for 3 quarters. 4, 1, 2, 5, 3 on the bottom. 8th is up next. It's coming up in about 12 minutes. A field of 4. There are no changes in the upcoming 8. She's a B. Miss Clementine, Itty Bitty Blue, Dublin's Amarina. We need 4. Come right to the track.
I was going to comment on how great of a season that Steve Carter is really off to on all levels. We'll just leave it at that.
Steve Carter is one I was referring to about, I guess, different theories for different trainers. He does tend to raise his babies quite frequently, as does Betty Clegg and her husband Nick Clegg.
The Levans couldn't. I mean, it just depends, right?
Yeah,
everybody has
their own
and they all
theories.
have success on their own way. So who's to say who's right and who's wrong? That's why the industry has as many people as it does.
Well, and that's what makes it interesting. There isn't only one way.
Yep. That is so true. But there we go. So that was our winner of the 7th. Frontier Dragon makes it 3 in a row. David Young, the 2nd for Steve Carter. Next, we will have our 8th race as we start to get a little smaller fields finishing out today. So only a field of 4 for the 2nd division of 3-year-old filly trotters. Purse of $5,698. Trish and I will walk you through that next.
The first official Pike County Fair was held in 1907, but the fair's history dates back even further. Agriculture was the biggest industry in Pike County, and townships would gather every fall to celebrate the harvest. The villages of Waverly and Beaver hosted 3-day events, but a countywide fair moved to Piketon at the turn of the century. The Pike County Agricultural Society was formed and spearheaded the annual county fair. Admission to the fair was 25 cents per person or $1 for the whole family. Tents were used to exhibit livestock and farm goods while horses raced around the track. Trotters and pacers were the featured event. G.W. Rittenauer from Piketon served as the first race secretary for Pike County Fair. Rittenauer's love for standardbred harness racing ran deep. Beyond his duties with the county, he went on to become the first president of the United States Trine Association. For over 80 years, the USTA has been the overarching organization that protects and promotes harness racing for the entire country. Today, Pike County hosts 2 days of live-action racing. They are a member of the Southern Valley Colt Circuit.
They're often racing in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Catch the excitement of Ohio harness racing at one of the county fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. For over 150 years, people have gathered at county fairs to cheer on their favorite racehorses. Keep the tradition alive. Visit one of the 10 fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit this summer. Horses, racing, and winning. It's the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. 10 great fairs in southeastern Ohio.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Moaning, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 15th.
Okay, we're back with a short field of 4. It is the highlight of 3-year-old fillies. Most of these have had experience, or they've all had experience, both last season and this season. That's a good thing. They're coming out on the track, getting ready for the post-parade. But, listening to the commercials in between and mentioning that sale time is coming up, people start to dream already of next season and going to the sales and getting a yearling.
I say, yeah, we've been, my family, we've been talking over the last 3 weeks, like, how is it almost sale season? How is it almost? Where does the time go? How quickly? And so we were just breaking babies, now here we are, multiple legs into a sire steak, and thinking about what's next.
I'm already starting dreaming because I have a yearling filly that I bred, and she's by What the Hill. And she will be going south to my brother for training here in the fall and then come back up here to race in Ohio, hopefully. But that's if everything goes right.
It's
a long time. But you can start dreaming early and never let go of your dreams because sometimes they come true.
Because if you don't believe in your horse, who is going to?
No, that's true. And once again, I can't, having done the same as you, worked in the barn and actually taken care of horses day after day, I am a firm believer that you instill a lot of self-confidence in your horse.
Yes.
In the way you take care of them, the way you treat them.
I agree right along with you, but here is Doug for our post-parade of the 8th.
Horses are on the track for the 8th race, second division, 3-year-old filly trot, $5,698. Field of 4. That's the second division, sponsored by S&A Forest Products. Number 1, She's a Bee, driven by Roy Burns. Number 2, Miss Clementine, Brady Clemens drives. The 4, Dublin Zabarina with Alex Hawk, and passing through momentarily ago. The 3, Itty Bitty Blue, Drew Neal. In the sulky win place show. Win place, exacta, trifecta, and daily double. Win place, exacta, try on the 8th, along with a double on 8 and 9.
Okay, so She's a Bee, the rail horse, is trained and driven by Roy Burns, has had 5 starts this year, yet to hit the board, but hasn't missed a check in those 5 appearances. Finished 4th last time out at Sydney and trotted in 2:02 and 3. She's a What the Hill filly. Roy Burns also owns this one. And Lifetime has earned $10,440, with the best mark being last year's a 2-year-old 2:10-1 at Cortland.
The 2 Miss Clementine will be driven by Brady Clemens, trained by Eric Nesselrode, and owned and bred by Casey Clemens. So had some tough luck out last start at Scioto Downs in a BSS. Did make a break kind of at that 3/4 mark, but back at Wellston did have a first place finish in 2:05 with Brady in the bike. 6 starts on the season with that win I had mentioned, has made $37,000 lifetime.
And trainer Rosie Weaver puts Drew Neal in the bike behind Itty Bitty Blue from post 3 here. This one also has had 5 starts this season, finished 2nd and 3rd. The 3rd was last time out. That was at Marysville in an Ohio Fair stake, and trotted in 2:04-1. Last season had 18 appearances on the track with 2 wins, 3 seconds, 2/3. Lifetime earnings of $19,477, and the mark taken last season was 2:02-4 at Northfield. Itty Bitty Blue.
In the 4, Dublin's Marina, trained by Earl Owens, and the bike is Alex Hawk. This is a duo that we have seen bring trotters and pacers to the track a handful of times across this meet. Despite making an early miscue last start at Washington Courthouse, did come back for 2nd, a mile in 2:09-2. Lightly raced this year, just 2 starts on the year, but 14 lifetime, with 2 wins coming in as a 2-year-old. And it looks like our starter, we are kind of rolling through the back end of our card. Our starter is into position, this field of 4. Again, we do score 4 wide, so we have no trailers.
And what does Roger Houston call the next to the last race?
I don't know.
The penultimate.
I don't know if I ever realized that.
You never heard him say that?
I don't know, but here we go. So here is our 8th race.
They were up and trotting. That's Itty Bitty Blue going for the lead. Up the inside, She's a Bee between horses. Miss Clementine. Dublin Zamarina will be the early trader as they race around the turn. On top, Itty Bitty Blue. Drew Neal show the way. She's a Bee racing 2nd. Off stride, Miss Clementine. Off stride momentarily, Dublin Zamarina. Off the turn and on the backside they trot. Itty Bitty Blue has the lead for Drew Neal. Sitting in the pocket, She's a Bee. Roy Burns, Miss Clementine. Brady Clemens trot 3rd. Trailing the field, Dublin Zamarino and Alex Hawk by the quarter, and an even 31 seconds. Around the turn to the 3/8 they trot. On top, Itty Bitty Blue shows the way. She's a Bee, the pocket sitter. Miss Clementine 3rd. Way back, Dublin Zamarina trails the field. Straight alignment. Trotters come on past us for the first time and come to the half, and Itty Bitty Blue, the leader, the 3-year-old bay filly by full count, has a length lead over She's a Bee. Miss Clementine next in 3rd. A big break to Dublin Zamarina. They're halfway home, and they trot that front half in 1:02 3/5. They're on their way to the 5/8 mark. On top, Itty Bitty Blue. She's a Bee still there 2nd. No movement as yet. Miss Clementine 3rd, Dublin Zamarino way back, trails the field. Here comes Brady Clemens with Miss Clementine. Now 3rd and moving up on the leader. The leader, Itty Bitty Blue. Miss Clementine keeps on coming with every stride, just a half length away. She's a Bee 3rd, racing 4th. Dublin Zamarina, 3/4, 1:33-2. They're into the far turn. The battle's on the inside. Itty Bitty Blue. Miss Clementine on the outside. Miss Clementine goes off stride, is on the gallop with less than an 1/8 of a mile to trot. It's Itty Bitty Blue and Drew Neal. Itty Bitty Blue. The mile 2:03.
So there we go. Drew Neal gets it done for Rosie Weaver. Once again, Itty Bitty Blue.
And that's picking up her first win on the season, and it was in gate-to-wire fashion.
Say that yesterday, Jeremy and I had mentioned very early on the card is, we tend to see a lot of miscues and breaks with young horses, 2-year-olds, and then 2 starts later, it was like, well, there were 3-year-old Colt pacers making breaks all over the place. You truly don't know where it's going to come, and I think the only ones that stayed flat. I believe the one, She's a Bee, did stay flat, as well as Itty Bitty Blue, but we definitely had a couple breakers in that field.
Yes, and you know, it is why they're at the fairs mostly too, because there are certain ones that have not gotten their lessons down yet, not together enough yet to actually warrant racing at an extended pari-mutuel meet.
Yeah, and I will say, so the 4 Dublin's, I don't know how to pronounce that correctly.
Amarina.
There we go. After I said it, my brain didn't want to work. They seemed to have a lot of speed when she was flat, though.
Yes, she did, and I actually was wondering as he buzzed by here if he was going to have trouble going into the turn again, because that's when Dublin's Amarina broke. When you're asking them all out going into those sharp turns, which I think Ashley mentioned at the beginning of the show, this one is particularly sharp. And you try it yourself, try going around a corner running real fast. Not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, no, she definitely had a great gait and some speed, but just some tough luck and learning.
Oh,
but
Rosie's bringing her dog along with her.
Bolt. Bolt, I have remembered finally, so that is Bolt.
Bolt wants to be in the winner's circle too. Beautiful German Shepherd there.
Tom, will you put Doug on our, thank you.
Rosie Weaver, Beach City, Ohio owns and trains. Drew Neal drives the winner. Lifetime mark for the winner. Just a 1/5 of a second off the lifetime mark. 2:03 for Itty Bitty Blue. Back half 59 and 2, 31 for the quarter. The half 102 and 3, 3/4 132 and 3.
And Bolt was beautifully behaved there in the winner's circle, sat down and struck a pose, looking great. Bolt and Rosie Weaver. And the winner, Itty Bitty Blue. So we'll be back, I believe, after this brief message, joining us for the getaway feature.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC oil. It makes a world of difference.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Volstead, Coach K Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
Welcome back. So we do have that official rundown of race 8. Mile went in at 2:03 flat. Our 3 was our winner. Itty Bitty Blue. Drew Neal got it done for Rosie Weaver. We saw them come across for our win photo, but it looks like our official went 3, 2, 1, 4. So again, Itty Bitty Blue, our winner. Our 2 horse, Miss Clementine, was second, with our 1 horse, She's a Bee, finishing third. making our 4-horse Dublin's Amarina 4th. Again, mile and 2:03 flat.
And we're turning to the 9th race, which is our final race here this afternoon at the Pike County Fair in Piketon, Ohio. In this particular race, we have just a short field of 4, and they're all coming out on the track here. But do you want to look at them first, or do you want to wait till we have that post parade?
Oh, we can go ahead and look at them. Then maybe after we could talk again, hit on who the written hours were. And who they, again, well, there's still plenty of family ties here today. So we will start from the rail out. We do have Luke Hanners. Do you have a driver change? No. Well, we'll see if Luke is here. I know Austin is here. But we do have on the program Luke Hanners down to drive the 1. Captain Income Terry Thompson Jr. will train the 6-year-old gelding by Captain Treacherous. And it sounds like we're going to head right into the post parade. So we will give you just a moment. Let Doug have the call to introduce us to the field before we get into it.
The John Rittenhouse Senior Memorial free-for-all pace for $1,300. Rodney Harness will drive the 3. VL's Bodie, the 4. Skipping Stone make the driver. Heather Willems, a field of 4. These are the horses. Number 1, Captain Income. Austin Hanners drives the 1. Austin Hanners the 1, Captain Income. Number 2, Last Bet with Stacy Curry. Ronnie Harness the 3, VL's Bodie. Number 4, Skipping Stone, Heather Willems in the sulky. Win place. Trifecta and exacta wagering on the 9th. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes. Your final chance to wager at the 2024 Pike County Fair.
So there we go. So we did have a driver's change,
yes,
as I kind of figured. So Austin Hanners will drive our 1. Captain Income Terry Thompson Jr. again with this 6-year-old by Captain Treacherous. So has had 90 lifetime starts with 12 wins. 2 have come this year. Just a few starts back all the way in the 420. Had a win in 155 and 3. Most recently won the Hilliard Open, was second in the Hilliard Open in 201 and 4.
And Last Bet was in that same race, finishing 3rd in the Open at the Hilliard race. But that was 2 back for Last Bet, as Last Bet raced at Bucyrus in the ladies' pace for owner, trainer, driver Stacy Curry, and finished 4th in that outing last quarter in 28 and 4 mile in 2 minutes and 3/5. This has been a sturdy contender throughout its lifetime. 121 starts, 21 wins, 19 seconds, and 20 thirds for this 6-year-old by Bettor's Delight. 151 and 4. Fastest lifetime mark at Northfield. 151 and 2 actually, Northfield.
And VLS Bodie is our 3-horse. Rodney Harness drives and trains. This is a 4-year-old by Do Me That Again, a horse that we talked a little bit further into depth about earlier. Most starts come at Scioto Downs, so this fair track, we'll see how he handles it. 3 starts back, was second in a non-winners of 4 at Scioto in 154 flat, has had 32 lifetime starts, 8 wins, but still looking for that first victory of the season in lifetime. 3 second-place finishes, 7 third-place finishes, and took a mark at 3 years old at Miami Valley Raceway in 152 and 4.
So the 4-horse is Skipping Stone, and this 7-year-old by Pet Rock is the oldest horse in the field. He will be handled by Heather Willems for trainer Brian Georges. And actually, so that gives us 2 lady drivers in this race, the 2 and the 4.
Yeah.
Skipping Stone finished 3rd last time out at Scioto Downs. Or no, that's not. Is that Scioto? Oh, Sydney. I was going to say that wasn't a free-for-all at Scioto Downs. Sydney, and was 3rd last quarter in 29 and 4 mile in 159 and 2. 23 starts on the season, a victory, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, but has the most starts of any horse in this race lifetime. 153 appearances, 9 times to the winner's circle, 23 times running up, and 25 third for 142,000 life. And here, they're about ready to rock and roll. Gates about to spring. for our last race.
Here they come. They're off and pacing. Vial's Bodie goes right out to the front. Skipping Stone on the outside. Captain Income is third. Last Bet will be the early trader fourth. Into the turn they go to the opening eighth and up on the outside. Heather Willems and Skipping Stone to the front end. Giving way. Vial's Bodie second. Captain Income third. Trailing the field as a race up the backside. Last Bet. Here comes Austin Hanners and Captain Income from third to second. Captain Income up on the outside gets the lead from Skipping Stone. Vial's Bodie next. Last Bet trails the field. 30 and 4/5 around the turn and up on the outside. Captain Income to the front for Austin Hanners. Skipping Stone now will get that two-hole trip. Vial's Bodie racing third. Last Bet trails the field fourth. They pass the stand for the first time, and Skipping Stone doesn't want to give it up. Captain Income hung on the outside. Vial's Bodie is third. Fourth is Last Bet. They're halfway home. Skipping Stone the leader. Captain Income out and on the move. Last Bet. Vial's Bodie the inside. Halfway home in a minute. They're on their way to the 5H. And Skipping Stone racing with the lead. Captain Income is second. Racing third. Last Bet up the inside. 3 wide. Down the backside they go. Here comes Last Bet. Stacy Curry now third, now second, and after the leader, Skipping Stone. They're into the far turn. Captain Income is third. Vial Bodie is fourth. The 3/4 and 1:30 around the far turn. Skipping Stone has the lead. Skipping Stone by 2. Second, Captain Income hasn't called it a day yet. Last Bet is third on the outside. Vial's Bodie is fourth. To top of the stretch, they're on their way home. Skipping Stone, the leader, coming to the line. Skipping Stone, Heather Willems to take the John Rittenhauer Senior Memorial. Captain Income second. Last Bet third. Vial's Bodie will finish fourth. 1:58 4/5.
Well, that was a nice race there, and actually I think we can call that one Skipping Stone the winner, followed by Captain Income, and then Last Bet and Vial's Bodie rounding out this 4-horse field. Time of the mile 1:58 and 4.
Did you catch our early fractions?
I heard that they were at a minute to the half. I missed the first quarter. 1:30 to the 3/4. Last quarter in a sizzling 28 and 4.
I was going to say we had a nice final quarter to close us out. They were driving on. That was a group that were gunning for the win.
So Brian Georges had 5 on the card today, picking up a win here with Skipping Stone by Pet Rock. Out of Skinny Dip, what a cute name by Western Ideal. Definitely a veteran.
So they took a mark at Dayton last year at 6 years old and 1:52 and 3. And I say this whole field, they were pretty close to each other when it comes to lifetime marks, though. They have all paced some pretty decent miles.
Yes, indeed. Well, the youngest one, the 4-year-old, way less experience, only had 32 lifetime appearances, but has had 8 wins out of 32, so a good percentage.
And to see, so yesterday I did a very quick interview with the Rittenhauer family, the grandson of George Rittenhauer, which the memorial, the free-for-all trot, was named after yesterday. And of course, it looks like he is back in the winner's circle for that picture for his dad, who John Rittenhauer Sr. is named in memory of this race today.
And I don't know if Heather Willems is skipping the winner's circle, but when Skipping Stone came by for the picture, he reared up, actually. So I don't know if she's waiting to turn him and come back the other direction, or whether she's going to pass on the win picture.
I want to say she's still pretty well into that first turn. So maybe she's slowing
Let's
down.
see. Is she going to turn and come back to the winner's circle? Or is she going to take a pass here with Skipping Stone? He was full of he wasn't tired at all.
It looks like, yep, she is going out, so we must not have a win photo.
Well, that's going to wrap that up, isn't it? We have some people that were ready to get their picture taken, I do believe. They'll have to do a horseless one if that's the case.
Sit up for the 2024 harness racing season here at the Pike County Fair. In the barn area, all money will be available shortly. Return those saddle pads when picking up your money. Please return those saddle pads.
I'm going to say, I'm not sure if we missed the rundown, that official rundown from Doug.
Well, we have it anyway.
Yeah.
That was clear. The 4 was your winner. They don't have it up on the board, though. Captain Income, the 1 horse, was 2nd. Last Bet was 3rd, and VL's Brody was 4th. The photo finish camera is a wonderful device to make sure we don't make any human errors from the
so
eye.
true.
But this one was spread out enough. I think we're safe.
Yeah. So I guess we like to wrap it up. So that was. I'm gonna say maybe we just talked over Doug. So sorry about that, everybody. But it did look like 4, 1, 2, 3 was our final for our 9th. And what a great meet here at Pike County in Piketon. It was a wonderful. Well, yesterday and today, not as many trains today, which was a pleasant surprise. But thank you so much. We are the only fair going on today, but join us back tomorrow. We have Bowling Green and Eaton. Trish and myself, we believe, at least Trish, we know will be there for sure. We'll be at Eaton. Post time is 1 p.m.
Yes. So join us tomorrow at one of the fairs, or both if you can handle back and forth, whatever the post times are. But we look forward to having you drop in and listen to us again. Until then, good racing, good luck, and we'll see you at the fairs.
Yep. Thank you all. We'll see you shortly.
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing has been presented by Midland Acres, thestable.ca, Dublin Valley Farms, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, and the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation